You won't believe how the woman who stole hearts as Lisa McDowell went from pre-med student to overnight icon, then battled through divorce, lawsuits, and career droughts to reclaim her crown decades later. This is the real story of Shari Headley, and trust me, you'll see her in a whole new light. It starts in Queens. Shari Headley was the youngest of four, raised in a home where discipline wasn't optional and dreams were expected to come with a plan. Her dad pictured a white coat and stethoscope. Shari enrolled as a pre-med major and actually looked headed that way. But the stage kept tugging at her. She snuck drama classes into her schedule, landed school plays, and showed a knack for presence, the kind that makes a room quiet down without anyone asking. Then, fate pulled a stunt. Shari's sister mailed her photo to a top modeling agency without telling her. One call back later, Shari was suddenly in go mode. Covers, beauty campaigns, commercial shoots. Pre-med textbooks gave way to photo lights and call sheets. It was a different kind of intensity, and she met it head-on. Modeling, though, was just the on-ramp. Acting kicked the door in. She started auditioning endless rooms, cold reads, polite, "We'll be in touch," that rarely meant what you hoped. Still, she chipped away. A small part on a monster sitcom, then guest spots on primetime dramas. She wasn't a model trying to act. She was an actor earning her stripes, one-day player credit at a time. Then came 1987. A fairy tale audition, a romantic lead opposite a comedy powerhouse, and in 1988, the whole world met Lisa McDowell. Smart, warm, straight-spined, the heartbeat of a blockbuster that crushed at the box office and carved itself into pop culture. Overnight, Shari Headley wasn't just working, she was unforgettable. But here's the part most fans never saw. Behind the applause, the machine can be messy. That film carried creative tug-of-war, courtroom headlines over authorship, and a spotlight so bright it can bleach out everything around the star at the center. While Shari's performance glowed, Hollywood did what Hollywood often does to black leading women in comedy hits of that era. It loved her on posters, but hesitated to hand her the keys to the next big vehicle. Offers came, sure, just not the kind that land you on a new marquee every summer. So she pivoted with purpose. Television welcomed her like family. Daytime drama handed Shari Headley a badge and a storyline, and viewers fell hard for her steel and softness balance. Soap operas aren't just shows, they're daily rituals, and she became a name people spoke in living rooms across America. Around the same time, life got louder off-screen. In 1993, she married Christopher Martin. You know him as Play from that beloved hip-hop duo, and in 1994, they welcomed their son, Skylar Martin. Balancing a grinding production schedule with diapers, deadlines, and the public's gaze is no small thing. By the late 90s, the marriage cracked. The divorce finalized. Custody, child support, money stress suddenly. The cute behind-the-scenes stories gave way to court dates and headlines. Christopher Martin has said it wasn't about infidelity or abuse, but about a young man not fully formed yet. Either way, the fallout was real, and Shari had to keep showing up for her kid and her craft. The work changed in scale, but never stopped. Guest arcs on cop shows, medical shows, courtrooms, and small-town dramas. A short-lived series, 413 Hope Street, where she shared the screen with Richard Roundtree and tackled big social issues that were way ahead of their time. It burned bright, and then, poof, canceled. That's show business. 1 minute you're a headline, the next you're a footnote. During those years, Shari wore a lot of hats: actor, single mom, caregiver when family needed her, provider, believer. The checks weren't splashy. The grind absolutely was. She's spoken about seasons that were lean enough to test anyone's faith. And yet, she kept choosing the work. Maybe a one-episode judge this week, a hard-nosed DA next month, then a recurring part that let her stretch. Whenever a door creaked open, she stuck her foot in it. Here's something that never made it into the blooper reels. Shari Headley found another lane where the spotlight felt more like purpose than pressure. She started showing up for girls and young women, school gyms, community centers, youth conferences, not as the perfect princess from the screen, but as a woman who had slept in her car once, who knew what it felt like when money didn't math, who still chose kindness anyway. She tells a story about hugging a middle schooler and realizing some kids haven't been hugged in a long time. That kind of presence doesn't trend, but it transforms. Her service was recognized at the national level, but more importantly, it reset her compass. Fame is shiny. Purpose is steady. Meanwhile, the internet was quietly doing what it does best: rediscovering. Clips from that 1988 classic kept circulating. A new generation found Lisa McDowell for the first time and asked, "Wait, who is she?" Casting directors noticed, producers noticed. And then the unthinkable happened. A reunion. Decades after the original, the sequel rolled cameras, and Shari Headley stepped back into Lisa, now a queen, a mother, a woman with gravitas who doesn't raise her voice to command a room. Fans gasped at how she seemed to defy time. The truth is, she didn't stand still. She grew. The comedy swung big, as expected, but Shari anchored it with warmth and dignity that only come from a life actually lived. And when she looked into the camera, it felt like she'd been there all along, waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. And here's the twist ending you didn't expect. When she came back in the sequel, she didn't just revisit a role, she reframed it. Lisa wasn't simply the girl who got the prince. She was a woman who built a life, set boundaries, and led with heart. You can feel Shari in that evolution. Older, wiser, still graceful, completely unbothered by other people's timelines. It's the full circle moment every actor hopes for and few actually get. If you felt something hearing this pride, surprise, maybe a little fire to keep pushing through your own dry season, hit like, drop a comment with your favorite Shari Headley moment, and share this with the friend who needs a reminder that detours don't kill the dream. They shape it. Subscribe for more stories of resilience, reinvention, and the people who refuse to fade when the credits roll.